Hi there, folks. Oh, that doesn't look very good, does it? My branding cutting across there. Might have to do something about that. Well, last full week before Christmas, and I'm just going to come out and say it, I'm completely frazzled. I know sometimes that we think that, you know, we've got it sorted, we've got everything taped, we're in control. And all I'm going to say today is, well, it doesn't feel like it this week. So have I had a chance to lurk since last time I spoke to you last Tuesday? The answer is absolutely not. No time to lurk at all. And I would kind of relish the opportunity to lurk right now. But there's a lot on. There's a lot of exciting things happening. So what's noticeable for me is that when there's a bit of me that's calling me to lurk and just go into the background and disappear away from things, I'm choosing not to do that. I'm choosing not to lurk. So we talked last week about what a better name might be rather than lessons from a lurker if I'm not lurking much more. And we came up with all sorts of things like lessons from a recovering lurker, lessons from an ex-lurker, and yeah, and it's noticeable for me how there are times where I want to lurk again. It's noticeable for me when things are really busy as they are now. I've delivered a morning's training this morning over Zoom, and I'm delivering an afternoon's training this afternoon over Zoom, and I've got a proposal to write. It's bonkers. It's completely bonkers. But that's when I probably normally would have shrunk away and made an excuse to not show up here, because actually, what does it matter if I'm here? It's just kind of, it's an ad hoc thing. But this is my commitment to not lurking. This is my commitment to making sure that people know that just because I'm a flourishing introvert and I'm an advocate of introverts doesn't mean we have it easy all the time. Sometimes it's really tough. And the thing that I need to work more on is boundaries. And the deep, deep irony is that I've just been working with a group this morning, and they've realized that what they need is more boundaries. And what's it about? We teach what we most need to learn. Yeah, I need to learn how to put in place more boundaries and manage them. And I think there's been this draw, because this year has been such a bizarre year, and I didn't have work for quite a long part of it, and then it started to come back in dribs and drabs. I noticed that what I did was I said yes to almost everything. Okay, scratch that. I said yes to everything, even to things I probably should have said no to. So now, of course, I'm paying the price of that. I've got the consequences of that, which is that my boundaries aren't sufficiently well honoured, guarded, defended, because I was a bit lax, thinking, yeah, come on, let's bring it all in. Let's make sure that there's something interesting happening before the end of the year. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate. And thank you, Jen, for showing up. Jen has just put in the comments, thanks for showing up. Oh, there's a new one. I'm showing up. Thank you for showing up. And I want to say thanks to Jen for showing up to be here, because I know you've got other things to do as well. So today is going to be very quick because it's a busy day. But I just wanted to remind you that boundaries are incredibly important, and they're not the things that keep you locked into your comfort zone. They're the things that make sure that actually you don't spend too long too far outside and lose that sense of self. And certainly that's what I need to do, is make sure that I don't lose my sense of self again. So perhaps my question to you today, and if you're in Introvert's Corner and been following the seasonal sanity savers, B in the past has been boundaries, because we know how important boundaries are What boundaries do you need to put in place and then uphold, honor, defend, maintain? And don't forget, boundaries take some maintenance. Just because you put them in place once, it's a bit like putting up a wall or building any kind of structure. You can't put it up and expect it to look after itself. You have to then do some maintenance around it, because sometimes what it might need, in the case of a brick wall, it might need repointing. So sometimes my boundaries, if they're letting in things that shouldn't, perhaps I need to plug the holes, and not like the little boy in kind of the dike in the Netherlands, kind of sticking fingers in holes. That's not going to do it. What we need are some permanent fixes to our boundaries here. So I encourage you to think about, what boundaries do you need to put in place? What boundaries do you need to defend and uphold? And what boundaries do you need to maintain? I'm certainly going to be spending some time thinking about mine, because too much, I was going to say too much has come in. That's rubbish. I've let too much in, and I'm now paying the price. So when I turn up this time next week, because I will, it'll be with better boundaries in place, which I'll continue to work on over the Christmas break, so that 2021 starts with better boundaries, and I maintain those boundaries regardless of what life throws at us, what the coronavirus throws at us, what anything throws at us. My commitment is to really defend those boundaries. So I'm not sure I'm going to say much more today, because I'm struggling. It's tough, as it is for many of us. And being prepared to be vulnerable here is also something that's important to me. And I want to enable you. I want to encourage you to know that it's okay for you to be vulnerable. I'm not one of these people who only shows up to say, life is brilliant, I'm on top of everything. No, because sometimes life isn't. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this. And if you're watching on replay, #replay, let me know what boundaries you need to put in place and uphold, defend, maintain better. And I'll see you next week.